Okay, I'm drawing this big, burly German guy, and that's why I got myself Erdinger Weissbier. Hi guys, it's another episode of Radio Rothingham, and I think got the entire crew here minus Trigon, the token American, because he's currently out in the wilderness doing whatever. So
Life
today,
being wild.
meanwhile, we
He's
got
having a life. He's having a life right now.
yes, he's having a life in the woods. Meanwhile, we're having a life in the urban centers that we live in, except for you, Xaverius, and maybe Sekele. You guys live
We
in the
have
wilderness.
life in the headphones.
Yes. So we got Astra, the Astra.
Hi.
We got Bakphoon.
Hello.
We got Panboy.
I exist.
We got Sekele.
Hello.
We got the Artrix. Hello. And we got Xaverius.
That guy sounds shady. I wouldn't trust him if I were you.
No, me neither. I just barely managed to save my beer there. Like it was throwing a little bit too much and it almost overflowed. But it didn't.
You
They-
fiend!
The day is saved. Thanks to the Powerpuff Girls.
Do,
Except
do,
for
do,
that
do,
one
do,
creepy
do.
guy that's shipping himself with the Powerpuff Girl. That's just...
Gross.
I think people are blowing that one out of proportion.
It is, but still hilarious as fuck.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got a wide range of topics for you. So let's get the most boring topic out of the way right away. So apparently the UKians were like, you know what?
Ukraine.
No, the UKians, not the Ukrainians.
Is there a
No.
difference?
Well, considering the results, it might as well be. Because there's a little election, they were like, you won, mate. Let's elect a new government, eh? Let's go
And then it failed.
and then the UK decided, well, they still decided they want conservative, so you got that going for you. Like
But
the
they
majority
want
is still like,
conservatives. But
but
they want conservatives less.
yes, because now there's also a lot of Brits are like, you know what, that communism, that's kind of neat. I want some of that communism. So they elected.
Maybe it was because the conservatives decided that, people like us now. This never happened before. I guess we now can do anything because people like us. Also, we are going to kill old people and foxes.
Yes. So yeah,
They could have explained the thing with the foxes a bit better. It's like, right now we are poisoning the foxes and they are dying over days and days, excruciating death, and they are bleeding everywhere. And your dogs might eat it by accident, so we're just going to shoot them. Oh no, nobody explained that.
So what you're
Well,
saying is that the
first-
conservatives completely lost touch with reality.
They kind of need to explain why it's necessary to murder all these foxes first as well, because last time they went on a mass fox slaughter, they had a huge problem with an explosion of rabbits eating everyone's farms.
True.
And then
So-
to solve that problem, they introduced a rabbit plague, and I'm not even joking, they literally introduced rabbit plague, which didn't kill off all the rabbits, but has made them dangerous to eat instead.
Jeez. So what you're saying
Yeah.
is that the
I mean, why
plague
the-
has mutated.
Well, no, it just didn't kill them all, and the ones that survived then, passed on the immunity, and because they're rabbits, they just, bred like rabbits, and
Gee, it's almost as if shooting them and eating them was the better idea.
Yeah.
So yeah, the conservatives have made themselves, they had the chance to show the world, voting for us is a good idea, and we're going to make everything awesome, and they kind of
I
got
feel-
cocky.
It's like Theresa May's like, I feel that my party is strong enough to hold for the next 5 years, but let's do it to show the people that we have the power. And then she shoots herself in the foot.
Yeah, so now they have to actually work together with a bunch of communists, because well, Jeremy Corbyn is basically a communist. I can't find another phrase for it. Like, if you look at that guy's history, he is a communist. So yeah, GG. And
Do they even have commissars ready to shoot people?
sorry.
Do they even have commissars ready to shoot people?
Well, no, because for one thing, no party has the majority, so no party can be like, yeah, whatever you wanted, it's gonna be reality. So they'll all have to make compromises now.
Mm-hmm.
So you there's not gonna be a situation in one party's like, yeah, I want to do this, and it's just gonna happen. Because, for instance, if Corbyn wants to increase spending, then he has to go through the Conservatives, who's gonna be like, no, fuck that shit. We're not going to spend more. We're not going to further drive up our national debt.
We're not going to help the rich and not the poor.
Or the other way around.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, but, there's conservatives that are like, yeah, fuck the poor, but then there's the kind of people that are like, yeah, let's just increase the national debt. We're going to give all these people free shit. We'll just put it on tap. Just spend it. It'll be grand. It's not gonna backfire whatsoever. We'll just spend.
And then China will eat everyone.
We're just going to spend more on paying off interest, like Japan does right now. Like I think Japan's budget is almost at a point where they're spending more on paying off the debt than anything else.
Sad. So sad.
So yeah, the UK is not in a good position right now, no matter what
How you
perspective.
slice it.
Yes.
What you talking about? They're doing perfectly good.
Yes. Are they super rich right now?
Well, they got the
Well, they got a nice island. Got a nice little private island. It's really big. It's got a few people on them. Just a few.
At least they're regaining their sovereignty, right?
Well, that depends on what kind of Brexit they're gonna have, because there are basically two kinds of Brexits. There's the soft Brexit, which basically like, well, you essentially stay in the EU, but you have the illusion of sovereignty. So you basically still have to pay money to the EU. You still have to abide to the laws, and you still have to let in an unlimited amount of people. But you get access to the market, I guess. And then there's a hard Brexit, who's like, no, we get the fuck out. We're not paying anything.
So you're saying that they have the option to exit the EU or to not exit the EU?
Basically, yes.
Because that's what those two things you described were. One was staying in the EU and the other one wasn't.
Yeah. But, you wouldn't be in the EU, but you would still be in the EU. It's basically like Norway, but more fucked up. It's basically like, yeah, people, we know you voted to leave, but well, yeah, we technically did leave, but we also signed this treaty, so we're still dealing with the EU, but we're not in the EU, but we're still dealing with the EU.
This doesn't seem right somehow. Yeah, that doesn't exactly sound like exiting the EU to me.
Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing about that is that, yes, you wouldn't be in the EU, and a future government could still scrap it. So there's that. But yeah, it does go against the spirit of Brexit as a whole. If the majority decides, look, we're going to get out, we're not going to be in this EU anymore, then the government's like, yeah, we're not in the EU anymore, but we're basically doing all the things that you voted to leave from, then yeah, that I wouldn't really call that very successful. It sounds more like the opposite. Also, someone's fucking around with their microphones.
That's
Who is
not
it?
me.
Not me.
Not me.
Then I guess it's either
I'm
Sekele
pretty
or
sure it's
Xaverius.
not me.
No, I'm using
Xaverius?
push to talk. Can't be me.
So yeah, Astra, you're the Brit, so I'll go ahead and announce it because I think Xaverius having the mic problem. So this is Astra time with the Astra.
I'm not having a problem. You have a problem.
No, I have no problem too.
I have no problem.
No,
But
no, I sold my problem for $3.95. I probably could have gotten more for it, but I was like, nah, it's taking up valuable real estate. I want to get
I
rid of
usually
it.
buy people's products for $3.50.
Anyway, announce the thing, Xaverius.
It's the UK time with Astra.
There you go. So Astra, what's your take on the mess that is the general elections?
It was just a giant shit fest.
Giant
Promises
shit
that
fest.
promises that won't be made. Politicians throwing their toys out the pram. Theresa May shooting her in the foot. Yeah.
Use an actual gun.
You know
or-
that I'm not really a politics person.
I know.
But you are a Britain person. You are
I
the
am a Britain person.
You are
That
the
is true.
closest to first-hand witness report we have.
Well, the whole thing is just a mess. That's all I can say. This is a giant mess. No one's gonna trust anyone. It's gonna be Cameron and Clegg all over again with, "Hey, you wanna be a deputy?" "Yeah, boy, do I!" And then get replaced when he goes on holiday.
Astra, do you want to be a deputy?
I want to be a deputy.
Wait, he got replaced when he went on holidays. What?
No, when Cameron went on holiday, he replaced, rather than Clegg being deputy and standing up to be a prime minister kind of thing, acting prime minister, he got replaced. So someone else was acting prime minister rather than him. Even though he was promised to be acting prime minister whenever Cameron couldn't fulfill his duties.
That all seems very silly. I love your politics. They're great.
Well, you know, Panboy, that her politics are your politics too.
No.
Yes.
Because we're still the EU. We're still dictated by Brussels to do whatever the fuck they want, just like everyone else except for you, Zav.
Well,
Did
maybe.
So Czech Republic is in the EU.
Oh,
Is it? Yeah.
Yes,
Not in the
but
Euro,
that doesn't mean we are complying. Like I told you, out of the 2,800 immigrants we should have taken in, we taken in like 12. And
but are you still allowed? Do you still have incandescent light bulbs? That's important.
Well, obviously we do.
My God.
You can't use those modern little shits. Those are not real light bulbs in the first place.
How do you dodge so many EU regulations? When my country tries to dodge them, we have referendums and they still happen.
Well, yeah. Every time something like that happens, the EU is like, "Oh, you are still tiny. We are giving you some more money, and maybe one day you are as good as Western nations. Also, we are going to colonize you now. Bye."
But
This is what happens.
What type of colonization, though? This is important.
Well, economic, obviously.
Ah.
It's like you can't make this, and don't even dare to call it a marmalade. Or don't call this butter. This is not a butter. Stop making it. Now only Spain can make it.
Anyway.
Yes, we make it anyway, but we have to rename it, and then nobody knows what's what.
I can't believe it's not Czechoslovakian butter.
Exactly. Well, see, there's a thing that Northern Ireland, or whatever party is that, I forgot the name of the party, is offering Theresa May support in exchange of some of the money she is lying around.
Okay, and I
Yes.
think
Stop
his
fucking
mic
about with your microphone. Ah.
Yep, it seems it is indeed Zav who's having
Yep.
all the problems.
Mhm.
No, you
Which
have
is
the
fair.
problems. I don't hear anything. I'm okay.
That's no, it's not me.
No, it's not you. It's definitely Xaverius.
What's good?
Well, we are the least professional podcast on the internet. No putting our actions where our mouths are.
You know, I can fix your microphone if you want. I went to fix mine.
Mhm.
You know.
I too.
What the fuck is going on with your mic that's making all those noises?
I guess the virus are doing their virus stuff, and
Mhm.
they got pinched somewhere, and now it's going haywire.
Hmm? That's
That's what
very
they do.
It happened to me once. Only in my case, the microphone just stopped working. I had to disassemble and reassemble it. Then it worked again.
Like Avengers.
and his mic died again, and not sort of.
Just wait half a minute. Like count to 30 or 27. I don't care. Some of those.
7.
Yeah, this is retarded.
Agree. Moving on. Let's check what's on the latest news articles on the internet, shall we?
Yeah, well, while you do that, maybe we can bring up one of the topics that Sekele wants to bring up, because he's got a fair
Well,
number
just-
of topics he wants to bring up.
I'll for starters, I'll bring up some of the stuff I could not.
Okay, so
You fixed your mic?
no, I
Oh.
use different headset.
Oh.
I guess that could be considered fixing the mic. How much of the thing with the island did you hear?
Not much.
Okay.
Just
So-
start over.
Yes. So Theresa May was like, I am going to strengthen my position in the government. And then she weakened her position in the government and can't rule anymore. And the Northern Ireland is like, well, that didn't work out. That did it. But, you know, we have this perfectly normal and very useful political party here. We are going to support you. But, you know, that all that money you have there, that would look much better in our coffers.
So he did. He just sent their excess monies to the Czech Republic.
I don't know.
Oh.
I think the negotiations are still being negotiated. After all, they are politicians.
Mhm.
But it was just kind of funny. It's like Ireland was like, "Hey, give money," and then they are going to pretend they like her.
Just a little bit.
Yes, but you know, it's Ireland. It's one of those countries that decided, no, actually, we don't want to leave the EU with the Britain, and now they are kind of supporting the people who want to leave the EU with the Britain.
Wait, there are similar settlements in Ireland right now?
But
Like,
obviously, they hate the British, so you know.
Yeah, but that means that they want to stay because they want to do it just to spite the British, don't they?
Yes, exactly. That's why I said it's funny that they are actually supporting the party that wants to leave.
Oh,
Jeez, Artrix.
okay.
Yes. Also, anyway, EU is still trying to take everybody's guns.
Well, yeah, they've been doing that for a long time now.
Yes. And then what was this guy's name? Was it Junker? I think it was Junker. Well, he was visiting here, and while he was visiting here, a lot of hunters and similar people who like to have guns and not having the guns taken away were waiting at him. Unfortunately, they did not bring guns and did not use them and did not shoot him. They just they just brought bananas in the holsters instead. And they're like,
can't
yo,
shoot
mate,
people.
why? And apparently, we are the only country that actually protested it, like live with live people.
Mhm. Instead of just signing an online petition and calling it a day.
Yeah, and the minister responsible for those 12 immigrants that we accepted,
Mhm.
he said that he's going to try to do something, and modify the constitution that having a gun is a constitutional law, or right rather.
Okay, that's interesting.
And well, his reasoning is that if it's in the constitution, EU might not be able to remove it so easily. I love that guy.
What?
Yeah,
And
the
I
EU
do know-
can't overwrite countries' constitutions. So yeah, we should totally rewrite our constitution so that we can be armed as well.
I'm not sure how much it applies, but the Constitution of Slovak Republic basically allows the people to kill if they want to take away their rights.
That's
So-
good. That's a good constitution. The American Constitution is similar. It says, if the government becomes tyrannical, bear arms against it.
But then there's probably going to be someone who's like, yeah, but EU, and they're
That would
they're-
actually, the Constitution would also apply to the EU. It's formulated in such a manner that basically anyone in a position of power who would try to remove the rights of the people would then become a legal target of the people's rage. Anyone, which would also include the E EU.
You should include the EU in the first place. The problem is that taking outrage on the EU is quite difficult. You have to navigate all those Brussels offices and halls, and what the fuck is this even?
Just bomb Brussels to the ground.
And then you start lynching them, and they're like, wait, you have no permit to lynch us. You need to go to this and this office.
Well, not the entirety of Brussels, please, because it is actually a rather nice city. I'd like to go to Brussels sometime in the future.
And
So-
then you spend most of the day just running around your offices and boroughs, and you don't even get to lynch those people, because before you get to the lynching permit, the people run away.
But those people need a permit to run away first.
That's true.
Yeah, so they go to the EUs and like, am I allowed to run away? Well, it's gonna take 3 weeks to decide. So you sit here tight for 3 weeks and we'll get back to you, okay?
It's almost like the EU is becoming some kind of oppressive dictatorship,
Huh.
removing
what
everyone's
did you
ability
expect?
to defend themselves.
Are you saying a centralized government controlling every place, like if it was a satellite state, is not a good thing? Huh.
I'm implying something along those lines, yeah.
I mean, it's not like our mine and Sekele's country were in a certain union that did the same thing, and
No, that's-
it ended entirely so well.
That's just a dumb conspiracy theory, obviously, concocted by the alt-right, left, center.
Anyone
Top,
who's not
bottom.
far left.
Anyone who is not far left, yes. Anyway, I think Sek had a few interesting topics you want to bring up.
Yeah,
so-
one of them, for which I was not able to cover last week because of lack of time. I will first provide some context. We already talked in the past about how Disney, with their new upcoming movie Coco, was basically ripping off the Mexican creator-made movie The Book of Life, and how the SJWs were defending this because they said that it meant more representations for the Mexicans. Well,
Yeah. when somebody wants to make a burrito, they are yelling at him.
yeah, way to be consistent.
Yes.
Well, now that actual Mexicans thing, with help of an American company, basically Cartoon Network of Latin America released a bunch of shorts made by a Mexican creator. The shorts are called Villanous and are essentially serving as a potential pilot for a full show. Became extremely popular. Like
sounds terrible.
overnight became hits. Especially on 4chan, but also on the normal parts of the internet. However, said that they are getting more representation and that, something good was made. SJUs are raging. They, for certain reasons, hate the shorts. For example, they think that it is sexist, character who is attractive. It has blackface because it has a character who happens to have black skin. And they think that it is fascist because one of the characters is voiced by internet celebrity Markiplier, who did in past defend PewDiePie and JonTron during their respective controversies.
So things are sexist now by simply being associated with people who didn't do anything sexist, but are also associated with other people who didn't also do anything sexist.
Yep. In other words, if you do anything that can even
Also,
be...
there is that little thing that one of the artists working on the show, not even the main one, just a random storyboarder, used to draw porn for money before they became professionals.
That's half of the animation industry right there.
Half?
Okay, 99.99999999999 to infinity%.
Especially true in
It
anime.
almost sounds like someone does not want to admit that good stuff is happening.
It almost sounds like somebody got an encounter with with the state of reality, and now things actually are in places that are not yet fucked up beyond comprehension, and they can deal with it.
So yeah, I actually watched a few of the shorts, and it's completely harmless. Like it's obviously a series that doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's more
Like
going
at all.
at all.
Does not take itself seriously at all.
It's actually fairly tame. It's a very typical. Oh, look, we're the villains, and here's a bunch of funny shit that we do. That's got no deeper social political statement behind it. It's just, look, we're the villains. We're incompetent and XD.
It has no deeper social or political statement behind it, Artrix. That sounds really problematic.
Yeah, it should be political. It should be, every episode should just be
But only
nothing but
political
vote
in the way.
Hillary.
But only political in the left-wing way.
Of course. I mean, they gotta talk
You
about...
yes, you can't have the wrong kind of thoughts in television.
Every episode should be about how the villains are trying to stop Hillary from being elected, obviously.
But doesn't that mean that they would succeed?
Yes, but they are the villains. They're the good guys, right?
See, right now, Artrix, you are faced with a dilemma. You have a series about villains, so obviously they are all going to be white males, cis even. But then you can't have diverse cast. But now.
Yeah, but the main character has grayish black skin, so yeah.
I posted an image into the chat.
That's nice of you.
In which chat?
That you have a point of reference.
In public or politics?
Yeah, in the public chat.
Oh.
I also posted in the Radio Rothingham chat if you want.
Let's have a look at this.
They are a very diverse cast if you look at them. Like the only white one is the woman, and the other one are black, blue, and paper bag.
I'm pretty sure I saw a doctor with a paper bag on his head before.
But there's a white person in it, so it's not diverse.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
There's even more of them because the guy with the paper
Oh,
bag
so
is also
I
white.
mean, look at the hair. She's probably a feminist.
Well, that's probably also a reason why they don't like it, because it's giving
Yes,
feminism that
they're trying to insinuate that
feminists
feminists can be villains.
yes.
Now, what's the age group that they're aiming for then? I'd love to know.
Probably
People.
like 12-year-olds, something like
Yes. Then why are these grown adults bitching about a children's cartoon?
Well, they saw it.
that. Well, Astra, here's the thing. Astra.
Okay, enlighten me, please.
I'm going to try and emulate
Let Artrix tell you how internet works.
Let me mansplain this to you, Astra. So in the mindset of your average SJW, right?
Yeah.
Children's cartoons have the responsibility to
indoctrinate.
No. We don't use that problematic language over here. No, we need to teach children how to be good strangers, and we're using the medium, and we're using the medium of animation to teach them, the good values that they need to know. So obviously we can't.
If they want good values, then why can't they just stick to Steven Universe? That's full of non-cis men.
Only that, SJWs even hate Steven Universe.
Oh, okay.
Because even that show is full of problematic concepts like heterosexual
Like
couples,
treating people as equals.
and that too,
for example.
and compassion.
Anyway, go on.
And all that kind of stuff. Actually, that's it.
Or that you should not kill people because they have different opinions than you.
That's a pretty big one.
You're
Or
saying,
that-
Artrix?
It is kind of sad that we need a show like Steven Universe to teach people that, but yes, I suppose that's fair point. But yeah, basically what I'm saying is that those on the regressive left view cartoons as a vector to spread their ideology.
Oh.
Yes.
And everything that does not fit that ideology is
It's
problematic.
And needs
Ah.
to be moved from the face of the earth, obviously.
I see.
And speaking of SJWs and feminists moving the goalposts, apparently, now that the new Wonder Woman movie is out, from CNN, think that the movie is not good, but feminist enough.
Well, let me guess. It
Apparently-
is. Oh, go ahead.
So wait, I'm trying to say that Wonder Woman is actually behaving like a person in the movie, and not just shouting feminist slogans.
Yes, and apparently that's very problematic. I mean, even the movie's director, who happens to be a woman,
Oh god!
said that when she was making the movie, Wonder Woman's gender was the least important factor for her.
Clearly, she's a race traitor. Wait, gender traitor. She betrayed the vagina.
Vagina's like, damn you, woman. And here we thought we had something.
By that act,
Yeah.
she became a white male.
But yeah,
The best part is that the CNN article goes on to say that if the audience wants to actually see a good movie, last year's Ghostbusters,
Oh god, no.
see,
and
even-
that movie is how it should be done.
well, Astra's obviously suffering from internalized misogyny because Ghostbusters 2016 is obviously the best movie ever conceived.
Yes.
I mean, our feminist overlords have told us so, so it must be true.
We should just replace every subject in schools with the movie.
Hmm. Yeah, every character in My Little Pony has to be replaced by. Oh wait. Oh well, we've got Spike and Big Mac. They need to be replaced, right?
I don't know what Spike is, but he's probably a white male. That's true.
Mhm. Oh, he's definitely a white
He's a
male.
purple dragon.
He's also
That's
a
all.
white.
That's almost male and definitely male.
Well, he is obviously cishet,
Yeah.
so I
Don't
don't
you
know.
know-
About, oh god.
Don't you know that dragons are metaphors for penises?
The biggest of penises.
I definitely think it is showed are supposed to be a metaphor for male culture anyway. I mean, really, they're like Spike finds dragons, he goes to their club, and they're all just like beating up on each other and throwing each other into lava. Totally male behavior.
Hmm?
Bro.
Well, that is something I did notice, yes. But it can be argued that, well, maybe they're just dragons, you know. And aren't dragons usually depicted as being complete and utter shits?
Depends on the culture.
I suppose.
In Western culture, yeah, for the most part, dragons are aggressive and mean to everyone who isn't as awesome as they are.
Yeah, that's just what happens. Like, be a dragon and you have all these knights trying to kill you.
Hmm.
You will be angry too.
You know, you're just chilling in your lair. Then this guy comes up and he's like, "Yo, dude, I'm gonna steal your shit."
And it's like, I don't even have any gold. Go away. We have credit for the last 100 years.
Yeah, so we have a fractional reserve banking system, just like everyone else. No, fuck off.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you gonna?
I mean, people have tried to have banking system, and what did they do with those bankers? They burn them at the stake.
Mhm. You know, all I have right here, Mr. Raid guy, is this Funko Pop collection. I'm currently trying to save all the Funko Pop dolls of the LP series, but you know, one of them sold out, and I really can't get them. So if you know some place that still has the, let's see, I still need a Lyra Funko doll. If you know an address where I can get them, it would be appreciated. But other than that, fuck off.
And then the knight is just staring at him blankly for 2 minutes, and then it's like, "Foul beast!"
Well, to be perfectly honest, if you encountered anyone who's collecting Funko Pops, that would be the appropriate reaction.
All right, but yeah, it is very typical that they would defend. They still seem to cling to this idea that everyone who doesn't like the Ghostbusters movie is misogynist. So when there is a movie that pops up that is, you know, that
And men actually do like it.
yeah, apparently a
the
lot of
important
guys
part.
like this new movie, and with good reason, because apparently it is a good movie.
Well, Wonder Woman's always been a popular comic book character.
Yes,
How
and
she-
that's
she had
another
a
aspect.
TV show.
That's another aspect. Wonder Woman, well, she's always been Wonder Woman. They didn't change her gender to suit some political agenda. They were like, you know what? We got this pre-existing character. She looks fine. You
She's
know?
a woman and she's wonderful.
She's a woman. She's wonderful. That pretty much sums up the entire franchise. So there's no need to change this. We'll just use this character and we're done with it. And you can't change to a guy because it would go against the current year. So yeah, it's just a movie about Wonder Woman, who's always been a woman, and they didn't change it because that would be misogynistic. So
Unlike what they did with Iron Man.
yeah, because they were like, yeah, this.
They basically replaced Iron Man in the comics with a black woman. Only that she still calls herself Iron Man.
Yes.
That sounds especially retarded.
It sounds suspicious. It's almost like she was insecure.
I'm pretty sure they backtracked on that one pretty quick after they realized nobody wanted to read that comic.
No,
Almost,
actually,
almost like if there was a precedent with certain hammer wielding hero.
the problem is that Marvel refuses to go back on these things. Like these changes, they still last till this day. Even, I mean, Marvel comics have, for the past few months, they weren't even able to get into the top 100 comics of the month. Their sales dropped so badly, and they still refuse to admit mistakes
They did
and
change
change
the,
it back.
they did change the thing with the Thor.
They did.
Well, yes, they were like, oh, okay. Apparently, our new, better female Thor issues sold about 25% of what the old issues sold. Maybe we should rethink our strategy.
Hmm? Or maybe those sales are just due to people reading it, or just getting curious, or like, this let's find out what this shit's about, and they buy a few issues and then they drop it because they realize, yeah, this isn't as fun as the original.
Maybe not.
Which one of us has a dog?
I don't.
It is you.
Well, I have a dog. Panboy has a dog.
I have no dogs currently.
Then it must be either.
Excuses.
Then must be either Xaverius or.
If you would specify it and ask about whose dog is barking, yes, it's mine.
Okay.
I was trying not to sound accusatory.
I don't think
Sekele,
anyone in this.
You're supposed to accuse people. I do
yes.
it all the time.
Yes, but I think that would be misogynist.
Anyways, do we have anything? Do we have anything to add about this ordeal about the? Okay, that dog is getting kind of rowdy.
Okay, now it's silent.
Yay!
Probably it's dead.
Yeah, I just killed the dog just so we could record the podcast.
Shoot the dog.
That's the minimum, minimum amount of effort I expect from my co-hosts. So GG, good job.
GG.
So yeah, anything you want to add to this whole thing about Wonder Woman actually doing good and people bitching about it?
Well, there is some vaguely Wonder Woman related news also I have, but I'm not sure if I should.
Go ahead.
You should.
State in here. Okay, so I remember that several streams ago how Lauren Faust does not work on any new content. Well, a few weeks ago, it turns out she is working on a new project. And it is pretty ironic how she got to that point. Several years ago, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, and DC Comics got together and launched a project called DC Nation. It was basically a series of animated pilots, DC cartoons, and essentially what we got out of this was Teen Titans Go. However, one of those pilots that were pitched was made by Lauren Faust. It was basically a new incarnation of the Super Friends, only this time around it focused on the female sidekicks, most notably Supergirl, Batgirl, and Wonder Girl. The pilot by Lauren Faust, however, at the time got rejected because DC's marketing division was already working on a very similar project. It was the toy line DC Superhero Girls, which was essentially Monster High with superheroes. And thus, as a result, Lauren Faust's project was not accepted.
I watched some of that cartoon, Superhero Girls. It was
Yeah,
awful.
that's what I'm trying to get to. The toy line basically was successful. series. This web series, by the way, has no involvement of Lauren Faust. No involvement from her. However, now, since the web series as well as the toy line were so successful, Warner Brothers and Cartoon Network decided to pick it up as a full series. And to run the series, to head the series, they hired Lauren Faust, of all people. So now Lauren Faust will be producing and writing based on a property very similar to an original idea she had, which was rejected because of this property. Justice and destiny work in strange ways.
So yeah, I'd say GG Lauren Faust. But yeah, other than that, we don't know much about the overall art style and whatnot, right? It was just an announcement that was like, yeah, she's working on a thing now.
If they're going to continue from the same brand that they've already established, the art style is going to have to stick with that pretty typical Marvel superhero art style they've been using for everything for the last, 3 decades.
Well, not
But
necessarily
maybe at
because
least the writing improves. It is pretty interesting how Lauren Faust has essentially developed a reputation of bringing new life
to establish franchises.
to girl toys.
Well, honestly, if you've ever actually watched the Superhero Girls cartoon online, it's painful and vapid.
Yeah, so maybe now that she's heading it, it will be actually good. And like an actual superhero show rather than high school drama.
Even high school drama, and it was a stretch.
What are you saying? You don't like high school drama with your superheroes?
No, I don't. But
Do you know that?
I used to watch Saved by the Bell, and that was like the
But it didn't have
zenith of high
superheroes.
school. Yes, it had
you
Shriek.
You do realize that one of the longest running series is actually even longer running than Stargate is a superhero series with the high school drama. It's called Smallville, and it's about young Superman in the 2000s.
I've never watched that. Why would anyone want to watch that?
I don't know.
Well, they
or,
had an okay. Their Lex Luthor was okay.
He was bald.
or Batman in the future or beyond, depending on
To
your
be fair-
region.
Good.
To be fair, Sekele, I prefer his dad.
Funny thing is, there's just something about any time they make a superhero show like that that's supposed to be aimed at their younger years while they were kids and stuff. I just have no interest in it. That whole
Panboy.
team isn't exciting to me. I want to see them as adults smashing faces with nuclear missiles and stuff.
Well, in this case, it was for modern audiences, so it was contemporary, but they were young and they were kind of smashing faces sometimes, and there were bombs involved, but I don't think there was a nuke.
Seb, I was exactly the correct age to enjoy that show when it premiered. It was pointed squarely at my demographic. And
I
was
don't know. Let's actually see where it's from. Smallville, 2001 to 2011. My God.
See, I was 18 years old.
I remember watching it back then, and I was like, "This is stupid."
What
But there's
show was
nothing
that? I didn't quite catch the name.
Smallville.
Smallville.
It, by the way, also had a beautiful.
So the 80-year-old me was like, "This is stupid," but there's nothing better on TV.
So might as well watch it. But
Exactly. I'm coming home from school, right? And Stargate is at like 3 in the afternoon, so I'm like, I have nothing to do until 3 in the afternoon. Might as well watch this.
Wait, you got to get home from school before 3 o'clock?
Well, I just said I was 8. That was like third
Oh, you're
grade.
8. Oh,
I'm not 8 anymore, though.
yeah.
No.
No.
Say.
Just for the record.
Okay.
For a moment I thought I had an 8-year-old on the podcast, but crisis averted.
I
Okay,
almost fooled
okay.
you.
You almost fooled me, but I saw right through it. I'm so clever.
Okay,
That's the thing about these sorts of shows. They were clearly aiming at kids that come home from school, and well, then they just they aren't even really paying attention to the show. It's just kind of background noise to them. Just turn
yes,
on TV.
Background noise you look at. You know, I was much more offended with the replacement of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, because that one was placed in such stupid time that I always missed half of the episode.
But
I actually did watch a bit of Buffy when it was.
I don't know. The main point was that Sarah Michelle Gellar was kind of hot back then.
I think we had it on TV back then, but I never really paid much attention to it. But
They did not broadcast all the series, so it just kind of ended up in the middle of the overarching story.
Typical.
That's what they do. And if they don't do it, the series showrunners do it for them. See Stargate.
Or what was it? Firefly. They broke up the first season to retarded
Firefly
chunks.
was much better back.
At least Firefly was made in a piece, and they actually got to notice of it being cancelled while they were filming it. Poor sods. So they could finish it, occasionally, I guess. But and it was in episodic format or whatever. With Stargate, they always try to end the series in such a way that it would end the entire thing, just in case they are not getting renewed for the next season. Except for the one time they didn't do this, and they did not get renewed for the next season.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's almost as if the network was fucking with them.
Yeah, well, they did get 2 movies out of it and a book, and Stargate Atlantis actually existed. Stargate Universe, that was one that
series as well.
Stargate Universe was the one that ended after 1 season because nobody liked it. Every time it's like we have a Stargate, and then you have Stargate Atlantis, and it's like we have a Stargate that goes into another galaxy, and then it's Stargate Universe, and we have a Stargate, and it's on a ship, and it's moving across the entire fucking universe, and we have no idea where we are.
Was that the animated one?
The universe.
No, Stargate Universe was the grimdark one that they tried to reboot the series with, and gave.
There was an animated Stargate. What?
Yeah, there actually was an animated Stargate series.
Yes.
I'll try to find what the name was.
Was it like real Ghostbusters?
No, it kind of was actually.
Wow. Okay. How do you have a series about alien worms that are burrowing into people's necks and controlling them? How do you translate that into a cartoon?
Well, you give them a funny mascot, obviously. And that's all you need. You can leave everything exactly the same, but it's gotta have a cute robot sidekick. It has like a funny catchphrase. So it's like, oh my god, that thing's eating my brain. Yuck, 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 I guess he did. And then there's a laugh track.
Okay, the thing was called Stargate Infinity.
Wow.
What a name. It lasted for 1 season.
About as good as Universe?
And it lasted from 2002 till 2003. Fox.
Well, you've got to try to get blood out of every well, right?
And it had such now that I'm looking for some pictures, which is like Czech and Slovak IMDb, it has only 1 star out of 10.
That sounds amazing. When was this?
It looks like it would get 1 star out of 10, to be honest.
What year was this? That they did
the pictures.
The animated series in the early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, early 2000s.
Yeah, that explains a thing or two. The early 2000s weren't very kind to animation.
Oh, there is a fan site.
Of course, it is.
Well, I do like how they drew Tielk. He's basically just muscles.
They actually kind of look like.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm posting a screenshot into the chat.
Never post screenshots into the chat.
Well, you just did it.
Oh
What are you
no!
going- what are you going to do about it?
My religion of not posting screenshots was a lie.
I know, right?
And yes, that's one of the screenshots that came up indeed. I have a screenshot of the entire cast, and now it. No, I didn't want a page. Get fucked. Okay.
Speaking of things that just won't die and are awful, Bubsy the Bobcat is apparently getting a new game.
Oh yeah.
Of all things that exist, Bubsy, you know, what could possibly go wrong, Bubsy the Bobcat? He's coming back. And from what I've seen, it actually doesn't look all that bad. It looks
well,
Bubsy
there's
cartoon on Disney for a while.
there was only one pilot episode and never really got anywhere.
What could
No,
possibly
there
go
was more than
wrong?
one. But he was like a police.
Oh no, that's something
Yeah.
entirely
No, that
different.
was
That's
bonkers.
bonkers, which was
Oh.
which was
Bonkers.
equally terrible. I never I don't really get the concept. I do get the concept behind it, but it's kind of circle jerky in a way. It's like, yeah, look at all these toons living in this big city, and yeah, and you're just gonna have to accept it. But I was like, I don't understand 50% of everything that's going on here. Like, who are these
I think
characters? Why am I supposed to care?
Atrix,
I think
was it as good as the movie Foot Fight?
Yeah,
it was
as good.
better.
It was better than it was worse. No, it was worse than Food Fight. No, nothing is obviously as good as Food Fight.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Maybe The Room.
No, Food Fight's better than The Room.
Foot Fight is the pinnacle of animated movies.
Exactly.
They should remake The Room, but as an escape the room puzzle game starring Wazoo.
There already is a point-and-click adventure game based on the room.
Oh yeah,
No,
but
I
that
don't-
that
but
that
no,
was
I'm
that
just saying-
was
But is every character in the point and click game voiced by Tommy Wiseau?
Can you
No.
just imagine
Ah.
Tama Wazoo in a room with no evident way out, and he just has to search the whole place, finding obscure little trinkets until he can build a key out of like a tube of macaroni and a hammer.
It would be the greatest thing ever conceived.
Don't forget a spoon. There
But
has
No,
it ha-
that would be
it
too
has-
easy.
It has to be fully voiced by him. It would lose its charm without that.
Mm.
No. It would be one of those modern new age meta movies where it wasn't scripted at all, and they literally just dropped Johnny Wiseau into a
Yeah.
film like Big Brother, except he didn't even consent.
That is basically the premise of his web series Tommy Washaw.
Sorry.
The Tommy Washaw, but it's pronounced Tommy Washaw. He
Okay.
had his own
But-
web series on YouTube.
But is
Which was
it like Blair Witch, but without the people knowing that I'm Blair Witch?
It's basically just him in front of a web camera with no script.
But
Sounds
that's,
entertaining.
that's not escaping a room. His life isn't even in peril.
No, that was as the other guy pointed out that he wanted to make a postmodern movie with him, a la Big Brother.
I have what?
this doesn't sound like something I would watch.
On unrelated note, I know a guy who's a network technician and programmer, and he once starred in a short film that was entirely shot in a bathroom, and it had a glorious cast of 2 people.
Where else would you shoot a short film?
in the
For
supply
example, The
closet.
Forest.
Yes, some
My
bushes.
friends did make movies, like short movies with shoestring budgets, and they usually shot them in forests.
Or
Oh,
if
yes.
or if you're that guy with the glasses, then you film it in a self-proclaimed micronation like Kick-Ass. Yeah. Oh no, that what was the name of the micronation again? They renamed-
Sealand.
No,
The
it was
real
something else.
micronation was called Molossia.
Ah, okay, there we go. So they basically took over Molossia
what's the
and
name of the
they renamed it Kick-Ass. Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
job, I guess.
That guy with the glass was already on its way out when they made that. That was supposed to be. To be fair,
Was he ever on his way in?
yeah, there was a time when they were really big, but I think that movie might have been one of the pinnacles of
Well,
that guy with the glasses,
the
because
problem is
everything
that
after that was.
you are
just-
either on the way.
Their pinnacle was to boldly flee.
I would
and
have to say that
place in space.
they went out of popular. They became less popular because they started making shit like Kiss Yes, and their shitty movies, because that wasn't stuff their fans wanted to see. That was what they
They
wanted
wanted to
to
see
see.
them. They wanted to see their content.
Yeah, they wanted to see nostalgia critic shouting at movies and being annoyed and pretending to shoot a toy gun. That's what they were going there to see. And then when they started shoving those stupid skits into every other episode of Nostalgia Critic, it was like, well, I'm not watching this anymore.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
So
know,
you are either on your way in or on your way out. When you are big already, then that means you stop moving.
Yeah,
I
but-
will try to be fair here, and I'll say that the Jesus Bro, which came out this year and is an actual official movie with a budget,
Oh.
the release, is actually good. Good. I posted the trailer in the chat.
You realize we can't actually watch.
We
videos
might
while
watch
we're
that in a few
recording this
hours, maybe.
Yeah, true.
Mhm. Yeah, but I can put it in the video description so the viewers can actually watch it.
All
Yeah,
three of them.
All three of them, but obviously not right now, because we're actually recording right now. But yeah,
If you hear this, watch it right now. Just overlay this over the podcast.
yes. Listen
What
to the
could
podcast
go
while
wrong?
you're watching the movie, and then you'll be rich. I think when they did the Kick-Ass Yes Kids, the Nostalgia Critic reviews are still fairly on par with what they used to be. But after that, it became
he was still making reviews.
yeah, that because he briefly stopped doing them, and I think that's when I stopped giving a shit when this Nostalgia Critic was like,
I think that's when he stopped giving shit too. He wouldn't, have stopped making them in the first place.
because
Like, I'm a filmmaker now.
yes, and then was like, okay, I don't care anymore. I mean, if he just kept maintaining a YouTube channel, I would have been fine with it instead of trying to make this whole
Yeah, well,
website.
see, he made his career on criticizing shit, and it's a widely known fact that critics do not make things,
Mhm.
and there's a reason for it.
Well, then again, his reviews were actually kind of funny until, of course, he stopped
Yes, that-
doing
that-
this
that-
Nostalgia
that-
Critic
that-
and then started doing all the skits and whatnot.
Well, I think it was kind of the point of it being funny, but then he was like, I'm going to elevate the quote-unquote funny over the substance, and then it sort of stopped working.
Yep.
And then he died. Right. Unfortunately, he didn't.
I mean,
He continued on.
His review of The Matrix, for instance, was more skits than actually reviewing The Matrix. It was just, one skit after the other, and it just gets tiresome. Like, yeah, just get on with it. We get it. You think that the way the characters talk is weird. Point
Well,
taken.
let's plug you into virtual reality and see how you would talk.
Well, probably exactly the same way.
Exactly.
Right, Mr. Anderson. I talk like this all the time.
Because
And I
it's a
use-
machine.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a machine.
They haven't upgraded their CPU for hundreds of years.
Yeah, so they
He,
still...
he should be glad he's talking at all.
So yeah, they all talk like Microsoft, Sam.
Yes. It's only like 64K of memory.
It would have
Not
been
enough.
fun. It would have been funny if all the machines in the Matrix talked like Microsoft, Sam. Mr. Anderson, I am Agent Smith. Please
Should we
come
just-
with me.
Stop auto-tuning Artrix.
They could have just used Microsoft Sam for the entire vocal talent.
It's just terribly confused Kino lives in the world of text.
So yeah, somehow we got to talking about that guy with the glasses. I don't know how that happened.
To be fair, it's better than the original topic.
All right.
What
So-
was the original topic?
Bubsy.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, everything's better than Bubsy, though. It is to be seen. Maybe
Face
this,
it, Artrix.
maybe-
The world is a purgatory, and Bubsy is the Satan.
maybe the new Bubsy will actually be good. We don't know yet. Also, for some reason, it's made by Accolade again, which dissolved back in 1996, I think.
They came back.
Yeah.
They came back from the dead just to haunt us.
They came back to the death just to bring us another Bubsy.
Mm.
And maybe it'll actually be good, and maybe
We are living in a fucking horror movie.
nothing can possibly go wrong.
What could possibly go wrong?
What could possibly go wrong? That's gonna be the name of the episode. What could possibly go?
Everything.
Everything can be hacked.
No,
and even
what
more.
could possibly go wrong?
I'm convinced I died a long time ago, and this is my punishment.
It is.
Speaking of what could possibly go wrong, that was probably what Butch Hartman was thinking when he rejected a certain fan's proposition to not make his fanfiction canon. Know what I'm hinting at?
I know what you're hinting at, but I'm letting you.
Come on, explain for those who are not enlightened, like myself.
Well, apparently there was this super autistic, especially obsessed with Amber, and
Okay.
I mean like super obsessed. Think
Oh,
about
is it called Ember's Flame or something?
yeah.
Oh, I heard about that. Isn't that years old though?
No, that happened like just this year.
Really? I'm sure the Ember's Flame was a lot
Well,
older
he
than
was trying. He was
Oh.
trying to make it canon, like to contact Nick Hartman and make
I
him
see.
produce it for years now.
that. I get what
Basically,
you mean.
for years, he was hounding the rest of the Nickelodeon animators.
Right,
Read
right.
my fanfiction.
My
Basically-
fanfiction needs to become a reality. Do it now. I know you want to.
Yeah, it was essentially like Chris Chan, only
Ah,
worse.
I see. Okay, I get you now. I was
And,
pretty sure that book was like years old.
At least Christian can make great Sonichu totems. Was it a Sonic? Oh, Sonichu amulets and Sonic totems, yes.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know, he actually managed to sell that Sonic totem for $1,500.
Probably
Yeah,
because he'd become so
basically,
much
for years, he was hounding Butch Hartman, he was hounding Nickelodeon people, and for years he kept being rejected, and 4chan kept making fun of him for
Yes.
years and years. Well, and now, a few days ago, he snapped, he took a gun, Paul, and then blew his brains out
Oh,
because
As
he
it
wow.
kept getting rejected.
They don't like my fanfiction.
He killed
Oh.
several people and then killed himself because
Wow.
Butch Hartman would not make his fanfiction canon.
So it wasn't even like some deeper societal message. It was just Butch
Just-
Hartman didn't accept my fanfiction, so now I'm just gonna go and shoot a bunch
Well,
of
it
people
wa-
in the mall and then I'll kill myself.
It
Yeah,
was
he
a,
can't
it was
make
a
them
message,
all.
Artrix. There was an attempt.
Hmm.
I mean, he didn't even go after Nickelodeon. He just started shooting random people at the mall.
yeah, because Nickelodeon probably has some security going on there, same as with because I think you're leaving out one aspect of this guy, because he actually did maintain a Twitter which was full of very kind-hearted things like people need to die and people deserve to be slaughtered and all these fantasies about going to a school and shooting a bunch of people and
that's just a normal part of being an edgy teen.
yeah.
I had something similar when I was a teen.
But that's
I have
that's
something similar right now.
but that's kind of a point I was trying to make. So all this shit is perfectly fine to post on Twitter, right? You can go to Twitter and the Tumblrs, you can post this kind of crap and everything's down with it. But be critical of social justice and you'll get your account banned. Like if you're someone like Milo Yiannopoulos, you get your account banned because you make fun of someone who's on the Ghostbusters. But if you're an edgy teen who's like, yeah, I'm gonna go and shoot a bunch of kids at the school, that's fine.
Well, he didn't mention the gender or the race of the kids.
I suppose you got me there.
Yeah.
Oh, and
Checkmate
there's
atheist.
another thing. And I'm pretty sure sooner or later someone will grab it and spin it.
Mhm.
Guy was a cross-dresser.
Oh yeah.
He mostly cross-dressed as Amber. I'm pretty sure certain people can pick up on this and try to make him either a bigger victim or a bigger monster, depending on their political affiliations.
And his fashion choices.
Yeah.
I mean, I can totally see some feminists at salon being like, this was horrible, but let's talk about his clothes.
Oh yeah, Salon and Vox and all those kind of sites. Just
And
peach.
it doesn't end there. The
Really?
guy made a suicide note, but not just any suicide note. It was a video suicide note, a fully animated suicide video. Well, suicide note in video form, very crappily animated, by the way,
Mhm.
which he uploaded specifically at the moment when his attack began, and he uploaded it. There are various contents, like he added a manifesto, he added some goodbye letters to his family members. Impressive how well synchronized the whole thing is.
Well,
It's obvious he spent days, if not weeks, working on this. Like so much autism.
I mean, if you want to kill yourself, better do it properly and make the letter something nice.
And it's not just the
And
online.
if it's crappy, it's not like you are going to be around anymore to take the criticism. But why not at least try?
Well, if that's
online stuff. He also specifically orchestrated the mall to block all of the exits so no one could escape. And for that, he had an extremely short window of time. And throughout this window of time, he not only managed to block all of the exits and launch his attack, but also upload all of the prepared online content.
Oh, okay.
Plus-
I thought he used the YouTube's delayed uploading.
Yeah,
He
you
was-
can-
Oh, apparently it was live, all of it.
All
Huh.
of the what?
well you can
All of it live, or it was perfectly timed,
well,
like
you,
on a second,
you,
like on a second, literally on a second.
well you
Well,
can
I must say he sounded like he was almost as successful as the guy from Hatred.
but yeah, I think you can just upload stuff to YouTube and then you can publish it
Mm-hmm.
by press of a button, so you don't need
Yep.
to upload it.
But it still
Um,
took a lot of preparation.
It sure did.
It's-
I'm not denying that. Guy definitely took a lot of time to prepare this shit.
Damn it, when I'm going to kill myself, I have to step up a lot. Shit.
Okay,
Mhm.
but important question. Who is Butch Hartman and what is this all about?
Butch Hartman is the creator of Failure Parents and Danny Phantom, which Ember stems from. She was a protagonist in the show.
Wasn't he more
Oh,
like a side
so-
character?
So there's this guy who's so obsessed with Danny Phantom that he wrote fan fiction and was demanding that they make his character canon.
Oh, that's pretty standard fare.
And then he went on a killing spree.
Yes.
Yes.
That's the bonus.
It's akin to me going on a killing spree because Hasbro didn't include Artrix OC Pony in the latest episode.
But the best part is that he went on the killing spree after years and years of harassing Butch Hartman and Nickelodeon to make this canon.
Well,
Obviously, the real question is, how long was he planning that?
Well, considering the animation that he uploaded, for one thing, if you can make an animation like that, why didn't you just leave it at the animation? Like if you're going through all that
Because it's
effort,
not good enough.
because if
Like,
you
it's
go,
not very good animation.
I don't care if you're going through all that effort to actually make an animation. Like, isn't that?
Maybe it was that, like, shit, this I spent so much time on this animation, but it's so crappy. How to evade the criticism?
I'll just
I got just perfecting.
just kill myself.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the ultimate block button, I
See,
guess.
see, Artrix, if you kill some people before you kill yourself, then they are going to talk about you killing the people and not about your crappy animation.
Yeah, but that's kind of what he did. You know, if he just made a crappy animation, then well, no one would have noticed. So that's kind of, you know, the unfortunate part of everything. If you just kill a bunch of people, then people will notice you, no matter how crappy the thing is that you made. So I guess GG.
And this way, he at least made it on the news, if not on Nickelodeon.
Well, did they actually talk about the animation on the news? Like, did they show segments
Yes.
from the animation? Because if they did, then at least, you know, this vision for the Danny Phantoms actually made it to TV. It's just that, you know,
It was the most autistic gambit ever. And it worked.
I mean, we're
And now
talking
his
about,
character is canon.
and now we're talking about it on the least professional podcast on the internet. So good job. I don't even know what your name is.
Even we noticed.
Yeah, even we noticed. Even
But
we
you
on
know who didn't notice? Do you know who did not notice? Butch Hartman.
wait, seriously.
Apparently, he's completely unaware that this happened. At least as of this point.
Okay, because
We should call him.
I mean, what's the last thing he's done? The last thing I saw from Butch Hartman is
Johnson
him
is a
drawing.
beast. Currently running.
He's like just drawing a bunch of characters in his art style and calling it a day. Okay, he's probably
Yeah,
also
but yeah,
working on some
he-
animations.
To be fair, it's all he has to do.
No, not really. I'm pretty sure he's also working on a bunch of shows right now.
As I'm saying, he currently has a new show running on Nickelodeon, Vincent the Beast, plus also the most recent of Fairly Odd Parents.
Oh god,
Oh,
it's
he's
still going.
he's still working on that.
Yes.
It's still going.
You'd think
Yes,
that
it's still going.
you'd
And
think
you
he'd
know
just,
what's the best / worst part about it? Has
proud of it.
nothing to do with what it was originally.
Yeah,
No.
I think we talked about it last time. But yeah,
Well, we talked about it off show.
okay, but yeah, the show, like the Fair Odd Parents is nothing like what it started
No.
out with.
It never will be.
For starters, they forgot about. They basically ignored the existence of almost every character,
What's he do?
with the exceptions of Timmy, Cosmo Wanda, Timmy's dad, Crocker, who, by the way, is not threatening at all.
No, he's like nothing anymore.
Yes.
I exist.
And Crocker's mom.
Ah,
These are the only
it's
characters
like he's
who-
just there for comedy relief.
This
There's no
hurts the Astra.
consistency, no continuity anymore.
There,
At one point,
you know what's weird? They
What?
introduced a completely random moment of continuity because in the first episode of season 10, Tim is dead. Tim is dead as part of some punchline, becomes stinking rich throughout season 10.
wait,
Like
what?
he's still super rich. Tim is dead.
You know,
How the fuck did he become super rich?
Lottery.
There was a joke in episode 1 of season 10 that he suddenly became super rich because someone gave him how do you call them, full of money, Aktenkoffer.
He got into trust fund
A briefcase. He got a briefcase full of money.
just for lols.
He simply just gets a briefcase full of money, and ever since that point, he's rich.
So
Is
he's just handed a briefcase of money and that's it.
Yeah, and since then, they even use it as plot points in later episodes.
like
yeah,
the FBI comes calling out as a SWAT team.
not really, mostly just he's rich, and because he's rich, he does something stupid.
And it's like Timmy wishes the SWAT team wasn't there,
Like
wasn't
in one
shooting his family.
episode, buys the mayor's office. Like he simply, I want to be the mayor, so he buys the title of the mayor, and the rest of the episode is him being mayor.
At least that's how it works in the real world.
I want to be mayor, so you just
I didn't know the show became so realistic. So you did say season 10. I don't think there should be such a high number.
Yeah, that's the Simpsons and
How many
SpongeBob.
how many shows actually managed to stay good after 10 seasons?
None.
None.
Yes.
Like the maximum you can go is 7, and at that point it's really cringy, and you should have ended it 3 seasons ago.
So what you're saying is
Not
that
sure,
about
Adventure
4
Time,
seasons.
season 7 of Adventure Time is pretty good so far.
Yes, because they want to end it, so they're like, okay,
Yeah.
let's go out with a bang.
Yeah.
That's probably it. But that's because the finish line is in sight, so there's something to be excited about. Same with there's a few things to be said about the Samurai Jack finale, but
Usually a season series can go like 5, maybe 6 seasons, but I think 5 is like the optimal. That's when you can end it and have some dignity still.
well, yeah, the Samurai Jack did go out with some resemblance of dignity. So yeah, I think
it involves Ashi, so no.
yeah, you really don't like Ashy, do you?
I really don't like Ashi.
Maybe we should talk about that. There's a nice topic for you. So why do you?
She
Why
should
do
die.
you... Well, technically, she didn't die because he was never born to
She
begin.
never existed in the first time.
Okay, I checked. Butch Hartman still did not react to the shooting.
Lol. So even the fucking
Hartman's I did not notice him.
even after fucking killing entire
Nobody told him.
supermarket,
Nobody bothered to
Hartman
tell
is still blissfully unaware of everything that happened. That's amazing.
You are aware that the most common sense thing to do in this kind of situation is to completely ignore it and not give that kind of person any more press than they deserve.
Well, there's
Which
a different
makes it even better.
there's a difference between ignoring someone or being unaware of it. I don't know if Butch Hartman is even aware of it at this point.
Just like in 5 years' time, he's going to be at some con and
Yeah.
somebody asks him about it, and he's like, "What?"
Wait, that happened? I didn't know. And then he discovers that Nickelodeon is controlling every aspect of his life, including whether or not he knows about things that go on in the outside world. He's just
Oh my
completely
God.
kept in the dark about everything. Like 9/11, that happened. I didn't know.
Oh my god, Fortune, I love you.
What did they do?
Yes.
What did they
Go
do?
on.
I think he died because of his love of fortune. It overwhelmed him.
Yeah, probably.
Mm.
So yeah, this is gonna be Sekele's funeral. I guess we knew who you were.
I already posted it in almost all chats.
Oh, okay. I thought you were dead. I
Rip in
was.
pieces.
I might not be dead, but 4chan, stay classy.
Yeah,
All right, well let's have a look.
top kick.
Cactops.
The ultimate ghost form.
Well, I'm gonna have to look at this now.
BRB going ghosts. Okay, that is pretty bad. But any good.
Oh wow.
That is a very typical 4chan joke right there. Anyway, let's bring up one more topic before calling in the night. So,
Wow.
Back topic, quick.
oh, back then. Oh yeah, you actually did have a topic.
Yes.
Yes.
The topic is Threadripper.
This summer, it's the AMD Threadripper.
Get ripped.
Get ripped, trademark sign.
So basically what happened is that AMD somehow is not shit anymore. They launched the Ryzen 7 and the Ryzen 5 series and they are not
And
bad.
even though they had some problems with BIOSes and compatibility and shit like
Mm.
that, they are still on top.
Well, they're doing pretty okay, I guess.
The
And
thing
if-
is that the
If
platform...
Artrix, if I pretty okay, you mean demolishing anything that Intel puts in the price category, you're right. Like absolutely, like there's even a joke that the CPUs from the Ryzens are not demolishing Intel. Only half of them is. The other half is idling.
But yeah, apparently Intel's kind of shooting them in the foot because they realize that, oh my god, for all these years we've been, overselling our CPUs. We've been keeping this artificial scarcity and people are paying for it because we're Intel. And now we kind of broke like rule number 1 in market economics is like, if you're overselling your shit, all it takes is for someone to come along and just sell it for less. and even offer a better product for lower price, and you're fucked. And that's kind of what's
Yes.
happening because Intel's like, oh my god, AMD is releasing a CPU that can do all this amazing shit
That they are competent for the first time in 10 years. But now
yes.
Yeah.
And
we forgot how to be competitive.
Intel's like, okay, we're going to introduce the i9. It's going to be awesome, but if you want,
It's going to have cores.
it's going to have cores. And if you want the raids, then you have to buy this physical key. And I'm like,
Yes.
you will, me?
And the best part is that it's for the SSDs. I don't think it's for the.
Oh yeah, and if you want to use an SSD,
So it's special. It's for the SSDs because some proprietary Intel technology,
Mhm.
which means two things: A, you have to use Intel SSDs.
Yep.
Otherwise, there will be compatibility issues. And B, RAID 0 is included in that, right? But if you want any RAID after that, you have to buy the key, and it's actually divided into key per RAID functionality. So if you want to RAID 6, you have to buy the most expensive key. It's basically just basically a jumper with a chip on it.
Yes.
And they want $100 for that or more.
I was like, what's this? The mid 2000s or even the late 90s? Like, weren't we done with this shit? But it's back in full swing if Intel's having their way.
And because also AMD announced a high-end desktop platform, the Threadripper,
Mhm.
which basically uses a new socket, and they announced that they will have a processor with 16 cores.
Yeah.
So 16 cores, 32 threads. So what did Intel do? And now they had Computex, and they announced a processor that has 18 cores, 36 threads.
Yeah, but there's a small problem with that because it's Intel, so that CPU costs like a small house.
Yeah, no, it's going to cost $2,000, and it's gonna
Yes.
release in 2018.
What's the what's the Threadripper going for?
We don't
That's
know
a
the
good question.
prices
Oh.
yet, but people are speculating that it's most likely not gonna cost $2,000.
No, I think it's gonna cost 1,000
As
at most.
expected. Yes, and it's still Intel, so they are continuing from the previous architectures. Well, and advanced architectures. I mean that like in the best possible way you can mean it when the company actually doesn't make a new architecture. They're just iterating on the old ones because it worked. Why improve? And they have cut PCI lanes to like I don't know the newest i9 is like having up to 44, which means that they can locate a state design. And now this jumper shit. Like,
Yeah. But here you have to
Seems
buy the
pretty silly.
i9s to get actually the 44 lanes. Like I think the i7s have only 20 or 24 lanes.
Yeah,
Or even
exactly.
28. And like the Kaby Lake X, the quad-core processors only have 16 lanes.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Threadripper is like, okay, everyone's getting 64 lanes.
Yes, exactly, because AMD is doing it efficiently, and they are actually having the same architecture for every single CPU. Just they're being what's it called? They're trying to save costs and materials and stuff. So when they have a CPU that doesn't work, they just cut off some parts of it.
Mhm.
Hey, presto! You have a small or lower range CPU which does exactly the same thing as the higher ones. It's great. And Intel is like, well, if you want full functionality, buy this $2,000 CPU. It's great. I promise. We have 2 more cores than the Threadripper.
But I heard that apparently AMD has amazing yields with the Ryzen architecture. Like they're getting a lot of good chips, like crazy yields.
Yes.
Even for the full 1800X Ryzen.
Mhm. Well, I've been
But I
using
think
my.
what, but I think what Intel has to do with their chips, especially for the 18-core processor, they have like to manufacture the full chip. If one of the cores is broken, it's kinda not an 18-core anymore,
Yes.
something, or it's not really usable. Meanwhile, AMD is like, okay, what we are gonna do for Threadripper is basically just duct tape 2 1800Xs together and put them on this huge socket.
Mhm.
Well,
That's
yeah.
kind of what it looks like. Though, isn't this the first time AMD's venturing into the socket where the pins are on the main board? And
Yes, it is entirely possible, as far as I know.
I think the server main boards actually had that already, like the Opterons. But like for the quote-unquote consumer market, it's like a first.
Oh yeah. That might be possible. Never had a server.
But still, it's a nice welcome change because like Intel is in kind of
Intel
panic
is-
mode now because they also
Intel is, come on, back. Intel is fucking shitting their pants, and
Yeah.
they have no idea what to do. Not even.
they basically like canceled the Intel developer forum and put all the announcements into Computex, and there are rumors saying that like the next architecture, I think it's called Coffee Lake or Cannon Lake, it's pulled ahead to release in August already, and like the consumer processor will be now a 6-core processor, like the lower,
Oh,
like the i7s.
yeah,
And
sounds
that's-
like they are shitting their pants.
well, yeah. It's beautiful.
Yeah, because
Also-
honestly, like the 1600X is like a really good value. You get a 6-core 12-thread processor that is basically of the price of an Intel i5, and
Yep, exactly. That's the thing about like usually this is done with graphics cards. So something goes wrong, a few cores die, and you're like, okay, let's just cut these off and make this a lower tier graphics card. And AMD did this thing with the CPUs now, and it works.
they did that actually. They did that actually in the past with the Phantoms. It also worked well.
Yes, exactly.
It
Phantoms
was like the
Doing that
last
with all their
architecture.
CPUs.
Phantoms
Doing
were
that
the last
since
good ones.
Avalons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Phantoms were the last good ones before Bulldozer.
Yeah.
Well,
See, that's every time you see an AMD Sempron you know it's an Athlon that had half its cores disabled or half its compute, whatever it is.
Yes. Well, the thing is, they're doing much better than Intel because Intel is like, okay, let's be careful that this is 2 cores and this is 4 cores and this thing is actually 6 cores. And there's AMD, okay, 6 core at the lower end of the consumer market and 12 threads. For the same price.
I'm actually wondering what how much cores the Ryzen 3 will have. If those all will be quad cores, I will be just like
As much as possible, I think.
Wait,
Yeah.
didn't the R3 already come out, or was it just the
no,
R5?
not
that
yet.
They... Okay.
R5
The
because the R3
lowest one right now is 1,400, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because the R3s are supposed to be a slightly different architecture. They are not based on the, bint 1800 access where they just disable cores. It will be like completely new
It's
thing.
slightly more, like it's sort of like Intel's i5s and i3s versus the G series, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean the G series is actually surprisingly efficient. One of those they are dual cores, but if you overclock them, they can go like over 4 gigahertz. It's insane.
I think the most recent one, the Pentium G, I think it's called. It's actually a dual core with hyper-threading, which is also first like the current generation one.
No, I just realized that in a year we got into a completely flipped situation when AMD is actually having upper hand at the upper end of the CPU spectrum, and Intel is right now the one with the better lower end, like the lowest end. But just by the virtue of AMD not having the lowest end at the moment.
Yeah, that's only because the Ryzen 3 has not released. Well, they they had to get their shit together in the CPU market, otherwise it will be very grim. I mean,
Yes, it will
if you
be
look
really
at it,
shitty for them, it
Yeah.
will be really shitty for us.
Yeah.
And it
I
would
mean, if you-
possibly be even really shitty for Intel, depending on how much in US they are based. Because somebody could say, "You are a monopoly now. Let's break you into a few companies."
yeah.
Was it? Yeah, isn't Intel already quite a monopoly because, well,
they've been for the past 10 years, and that's why they have such problems right now. Because they were like, we can do whatever, put $1,000 tag on it, and now they have competition. They're like, we don't know how to do this anymore. How do we fight it back?
How to competition? Oh my god.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, okay, now AMD has to act on the GPU market side of things too, because they have a fight with Nvidia, and right now Nvidia has the upper hand.
Hopefully, well, Nvidia is having upper hand since 2000s at least. Vega was pushed back again, but hopefully it'll it should be announced this summer in August, I think, and consumer style cards like the equivalent of 1070 should be out till next year.
Yeah, but the problem kind of is that they announced Vega, and then Nvidia is gonna be like, okay, let's announce all the Volta cards.
Yes, that might happen. And it pisses me off because, that's another reason to postpone building a rig.
If you postpone building a rig every time,
I will never build a rig,
tech,
yes, because there's a new tech every 6 months.
Anyways, I just put Reinhardt in this thumbnail, and I want you to complete the sentence, Xaverius. He's a big guy.
Ooh.
No, for you.
It was for use. What do you want from me?
Well, you already served your purpose. So anyway, thank you for watching yet another highly retarded episode of Radio Rothingham, the world's least professional podcast on the entire internet. That's also the internet. That's also the most retarded one.
The most retarded internet on the internet.
Yeah, subscribe, like, favorite, do all that good jazz, and see you guys next
all
week
the badges
for a new episode of your favorite podcast that may or may not be your most favorite. So everyone, say goodbye to our viewer.
See you later.
And if you want to kill yourself, make a video about it.
Yes, and but don't forget
to animate it.
don't forget to animate. Also, don't forget to link it to us so we can not show it on the podcast because we're not risking, copyright strike. Because
You can really show a video on a podcast in the first place.
If you make a suicide video, who do the royalties go to when you get the copyright strike?
That's a very good question. I'd like to know. That's a
Just to
very
think about
relevant question.
intellectual property.
According to the Slovak copyrights law, in a case like this, the royalties go to the families of the deceased.
Okay, if you like your parents but hate yourself and you want to kill yourself, move to Slovakia.
Yeah. Anyway, that's it. Thank you for watching. And no, don't kill yourself. Don't do it. It's bad for your health.
Don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.